Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirited Outdoors. I mentioned to you in previous video that some of my traps I was going to move to center swivel. Well, we're doing a few modifications on some of them today. I've just had a couple of traps that I was using that needed tinkering on. One of the night latches had kind of got foul to the side or wore, and they needed touching up. So I'm going to just kind of go through it, and I've got a video on making some modifications. Now y'all know that I run a Duke 1.5. I've got one clamped upside down in this vise right here. This is the same one I showed you in the video. Now it has night latch on it already. The one that I had just fooled with over here didn't. And some of these I bought factory and I had never done anything with them. But this is a Duke 1.5, if you're not familiar with them. Now before we get into a whole bunch of stuff about trapping, I run Duke 1.5, so I catch coyotes with them. No, that's not the ideal trap for a coyote. I want to be clear about that, because there's a lot of controversy. People think whenever you tell them that, yeah, 1.5 will hold a coyote, that you're saying that that's what you need to trap coyotes with. No. If you're going to solely trap coyotes, that's what you're targeting, you need to go get you some Duke 550s or Duke 650s, Duke number 3s, just a bigger trap. And then of course there's a whole lot of other brands. I prefer Duke traps because I'm a Mississippi boy and that's a Mississippi company, and I'm going to support them. And I've had nothing but good luck with their traps. That being said, you do have to modify them. A lot of people say, well, why you buy a trap you got to modify? Number one, I like tinkering on stuff. So it don't bother me, and I like to personalize stuff. I like to make things my own and do things my own way. That being said, I'm going to show you a way of modifying this to center swivel that I like, that seems to be working for me. I've tested it on one or two just to see how it was going to do, and I think this is the way I want to do it. Now, I've seen a lot of people welding on there. I don't have no problem with doing all that. You do it the way you want to. What I want to show you is, and I have a welding shop, or my dad does. It's right here on our property. I can go weld easy. That's not the problem. I just wanted to do it where I didn't have to go fool with all of that. So if you don't have a welder, you don't have a way of welding, and you don't have one of Joe Bob's handy dandy nail bending tools, this video is for you. So I'm going to show you right quick how I'm going to modify this. And I'm going to get the camera pulled in here where you can see exactly what's going on. I've got a drill, my drill bit, I got my nails. Now your drill bit size may be different. I don't know what size, and I've just got a 5-gallon bucket of nails that I acquired. They were getting thrown away, going to get put in the scrap, and I got them. And I've used them because I use them for odd and end, this, that, and other, mainly just to hang stuff on like hammers. I don't plan on building a house with a box of nails. Besides all that, before we get on one of them tangents off the subject deals, I have got a 3/16, I believe it is. Yes, drill bit, 3/16. But that is just a little larger than the nail. It's a pretty heavy nail. I don't know if it's a 20 penny or whatever. Like I said, they were in a bucket that I acquired. So you need your drill bit. You need some good pliers. I got some channel locks here. I had the hammer out, but I'm not even going to use it. And I do have a file laying here. Now this is mid-range file, and I'm going to show you why I say mid-range file. This is the large file that I use, which is like a normal average. When you go buy a file, this is what you get normally. This is mid, and then I have small file. Now there are way more size files than this, and the reason I'm telling you this is I don't know what size any of these are, because there's nothing stamped on them, because they're probably not like the most expensive files that they make. But this is a mid-range file. This is for putting night latch on there. So let me get the video camera brought in here, and I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to get this nail out, and you can use this. If you bend it to the side, it seems to be easier to unhook that. Getting this out requires a little more bending, so you just got to kind of whatever. But see how you can kind of snake that out? you can keep that, and you make and reuse this. Now I don't know, it's a little bigger than my nail. I may have to drill quite a bit bigger hole if I was to want to use this. But I don't want to go no bigger because these two spots in this trap, I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me make sure that you can see that because this is important. These two dots on a Duke trap is where it was somewhat tack welded inside of there. So when I'm going to drill a hole. This is 3/16. I'm going dead between them. There is a hole already here. I don't like it because it's still a little bit offset, and when you pull to the side, it cocks that trap sideways and it'll break that animal's wrist. I don't want to injure the animal, so I'm going to drill right here. I'm drilling slow. Okay, the hole is drilled. I don't think this nail will work in that. And while I got my file out, now these traps are already dyed. I don't think that'll work. Okay, I'm gonna back out and show you what I'm doing. Alright. I'm gonna get me a nail. Had to do some tinkering here. I'm gonna put my nail in there and I'm gonna get just what I want sticking up. I may need a little bit more than that for the way I'm doing this. Bend it over. You want a good 90 degrees on it. We got 90 degrees. Let's get our trap in here. Now y'all, I'm trying to work the kinks out of this as I do this. Now I do know, let me go ahead and do this. I have to cut off about the width of these pliers on this nail. Well, a little harder, or either I'm getting weak. Maybe getting weak on y'all. Ready? Okay, and then you have to kind of work this up through. Now, take your vice grips, clamp them right there. That keeps this straight. Make sure your swivel stuff right here is straight. I want them clamped down because this is going to bend some more. I'm going to have to bend it back. But this keeps me a straight line coming out of there, okay? Now, grab this and start rolling it. Now, you may discover that you've got another pair of pliers that works better for what you're doing, and you can perfect it and do it better than I'm doing it, okay? I'm in no way saying that I'm flying by the seat of my britches with this. Now be careful on bending your 90 right here back and forth. I'm trying to, I wish I had something to clamp and hold that 90 in there. But these pliers that I've got right there are not the best in the world. Maybe I should just use these. Probably better. Alright. Now, before you close it completely up, make sure you get And then once I've got that like that, I'm going to squeeze that and make sure that I'm that tight. Okay. Now what I have done right here, the reason I clamped that, and you got to keep this short, because when you set your trap, you don't want that coming up and hitting your pan, so you want to keep this tight. I could probably have went a little tighter than I did, but I had to make sure that I had enough room to get my vice grips in there. The next one I may do a little tighter, but whenever I get my trap set, you're going to have to be mindful. Okay. Now I do my night latch this way. Oh, that way it don't get my finger. You hear it click. I push it back up a little bit. See, we perfectly level. If you're not perfectly level, while it's set, grab your pliers and adjust that right here back and forth, and it'll, while it's set where it's going to be, it'll level that pan whichever way. But see, you don't want this where it comes up and when you're bedded that pan can't go down. So you need to make sure you've got plenty of room in this. Thus, you may want to make your shaft right here a little shorter than I did. I'll make sure in my mind, because I got all this chain and stuff, that I dig a good trap bed, and I'll test and make sure this ain't a problem. But that's why a lot of the people want to move theirs over to the side. I just don't like it over here, because whenever that critter gets in there and his foot's in there and this pulls it aside, it twists on that bone and it works back and forth as he's pulling instead of doing this number. With this, he's just pulling straight, see, and it swivels itself. That swivels on that. So now you got two good swivel points, center swiveled. You don't have a whole lot extra to do. You didn't use any welding and any other stuff. So and if you don't know about night latch, I'll play on my video. I did this a minute ago. I don't know if it's in the video or not. Take the hold that down, and that's about all it takes. Depending on how much pressure you put down on it. And that's how you night latch it. I just cleaned that night latch up. I didn't really put a new one on it. Y'all, while I was out here working on this, as natural, I developed an even better way of doing this. When I pull this up, I'm bending them to where I have just enough room to come through there and clamp that over. And that bends over, which creates still some swivel. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my vice grips at this point and coming in right here and clamping that right there. I'm knocking stuff off over here. And then what that allows me to do is to grab this, and I wish I had some good heavy pliers that was a little smaller there. And I need to clamp my trap a little better. And they've still rolled up some, but not near as bad, you see. And then I can hook my chain on here. Open that up one click. It's like anything else, I guess. The more you start doing something, the better you keep developing and getting better. And I decided that was better than the way I was originally showing you to do it. So I wanted to share that with you. And every one of them, I got to get it turned where I can clamp it. You want to make sure that's shut tight. But see, even on this one, when that pan's down, the critical thing is you don't want that to be able to go up to where it's hitting the bottom of this to where your pan can't come down. But that's one more done. And they swivel, see, so. I did want to get y'all a good close-up look before I quit on this. And you see that can only move that much. Let me let you look down under there. Okay, with that pan set, you see that can still not hit it. So when you're putting this together, make sure that you bend this down close enough that you don't have no play right there, but that you still got enough play for that to swivel. That's what we want. Alright y'all, I've got a whole bunch of traps here that I'm going to get to work on. These are the ones that Big John gave me. We're going to modify them into the way that we want to do them. I'm probably going to take these cables off of these for right now. Because I ground stake most all of my traps. But I'm going to put the night latches on all of these and move all these swivels to the center. So I'm going to get busy doing that. Some other trap mods, we may make another video on some of it. Some of you want to see how I do different things. I've got to make some stakes. I've got some rebar, but I'm just going to bend the ends over to where this don't slip over it. And that way I don't have to do no bunch of welding. I have a welding shop, but you have to haul everything over there and haul it back. I like to tinker around in my own little shed here. I get to film. Y'all can hear the chickens hollering over here while I'm working. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next time on Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things, the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all.